Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I posted. For those who don't know what I'm doing, I'm about to take y'all on a little road trip on how trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with my mower. For those who don't know, recently my boss gave me a mower. Now, the problem with it is that it won't start. So yippee on that. So let me just show you. This is the carburetor from a motor, okay? So it's set like that, okay? This end right here faces out towards the air filter, okay? This little hole right here faces into the engine block, you know, provides airflow, all that pretty well shit, right? So, my next goal is to somehow pry this bottom part off of the main structure. Now I'm thinking this has something to do with it. Crud, I might not even have the Allen wrench for it. Let's see. Actually, I did. What I just did is I just emptied out all the gas out of it. That was... And if you can see, that's not the original color of the gasoline, okay? That's actually dirt. So which means that the inside of this son of a gun is filthy. Let me get my card cleaner. Alright. Let's see if this works. Let's move y'all back. Alright, what this is carb sharp cleaner, okay? And parts cleaner. Let's see if I can get the sucker cleaned up. Shake it up. And of course it's going to spray back. Yep, dirt's coming out of it. Okay. So, remember a second ago, see all that dirt in there? That wasn't in there. That just came out. Okay? So which means there's actually dirt inside of here. Inside this whole entire bottom mechanism. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this straw looking piece, hopefully get it in there. This is really gonna help with what I gotta do. This is gonna really help the next part. Okay, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this in here and just spray. So what I'm trying to do, folks, is I'm essentially just trying to clean the the, the gunk out, for lack of better terms. Just get all the old liquid out, so that way it's not in there. Alright, I'm gonna cap it back off. Okay. That one I really intended. So I wanted to. Folks, when you're doing this, wear a mask, especially if you're not used to smelling carburetor cleaner. The reason I'm not is because I'm used to the smell. Okay, let's actually get this cap back on here. Allen wrench it back in. What I'm essentially doing is just shaking this fucker up, trying to get all that junk. And just cleaning it. And as I said, folks, if you're not used to smelling carburetor cleaner, I would highly suggest that you wear a mask while doing this. Okay, so right here, okay, is the air filter. Okay, it's where it circulates air. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna spray some chemical. I'll get dislodge some of that junk out of there. Okay? Because the last thing I really want to do is have to buy a new one of these. This thing is like 21 bucks on Amazon. Okay, I'd really don't want to have to buy a new one if I can avoid it. But if I have to, I will. The less money I have to spend on, replacing this piece of shit, the better. That's just 22 bucks I can put into my pocket. It's essentially $25 after tax. About 30 bucks that I can essentially put into my wallet. What I just did is I sprayed some into the gas line. Because for those who don't know, this is the intake valve for the gasoline. I gotta take the gasket off. Underneath the gasket's cleaned, surprisingly. Gasket as well. It's clean, surprisingly, considering. For those who don't know the backstory on this mower, I got it from my boss. We were working on a piece of property a while back. And apparently found the mower, and in turn gave it to me. I just picked it up a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, I should say, from him. Yeah. What I'm going to do now, if you can see, I don't know if y'all can see on the camera, but there's dirt right there. I'm going to just pop that off. Get as much of that dirt off as possible. It's not going to be 100% clean. I don't need it 100% clean, because if this works and it starts, it's going to get dirty again. So I'm not really looking to get the exterior of this thing 100% clean. Okay, I'm mainly focused on what's in here. Okay, because this carburetor is what helps run the motor, okay? This essentially helps with everything, okay? Now, I did see some dirt right here. Let's see if we can get that. Now, there's another part of interest that I'm going to go grab real quick, okay, that I want to clean. Alright, so, remember that hole in the back of the carburetor? This hole right here? Okay? This goes into the manifest, into the front engine. That sits right there. Okay, so this is what this Hunter thing looks like, put together. Now, mind you, it's not 100% put together because there's a metal bracket that sits right here. This it screws into it, and this just sits snugly right there. Okay, listen. Okay, now mind you, there's these O-rings that go with it for holding it together. I'm going to spray this thing off a little bit more in the inside. Try to get as much of that dirt out that I fucking can, because the last thing I want to I'm trying to get this thing as clean as possible on the inside. That's what I'm essentially trying to do. Okay? Okay, gasket cover goes back on. Shaking it up again. Alright. Pop it off. Let's see if that... it did bring some off. Okay, that's a good sign that it's cleaning it. Oh. I'm gonna set that right there for right now. Let that dry. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this thing off. I mean, it doesn't really need to be clean, but better safe than sorry. You never know. All right, now to clean this part off. What I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to get this gasket off of here because it probably does need to be cleaned off. Get it off. Alright, so there's a fork, one of my forks. I'm just gonna take this ring off. Doesn't really seem to be dirty underneath, but you know, as I've said once, I've said it again, I'll say it again. I'd rather clean everything off in the with the carburetor that I can, so that way I can possibly provide a cleaner carburetor, including its parts. Okay, now I'm going to just set that in there, just wiggle it around a little bit. Maybe that will help it. Now I'm going to spray it off. I just haven't noticed some dirt on this still. I hope it's dirt, unless it's just... It is dirt. Alright, so that's been sprayed off. I'm going to go ahead and reinsert the cover for the bottom part of this, with the assistance of this, of course. Okay, there we go. Gonna go ahead and reinsert the... Wait a minute. I'm not going to insert those screws just yet. I want to see if I can actually bust that thing off. Alright, I got my old trusty flathead screwdriver right here. Alright, so let's see if I can... I don't know. This thing kind of seems ingrained in there. I might be able to... Come think of it. I might be able to twist it off? I don't know. Okay, for those who don't know what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to... Maybe they don't come apart. I don't know. It'd be kind of stupid to install screws here. The false illusion that it can separate. And I'm going to go ahead and reinsert these screws where I misplaced them. Okay. Those are reinstalled. Those front gaskets wanting to come off, which isn't much of a surprise, considering. Gonna set that back right there. Let it air dry. Actually, you know what? If I'm gonna let it air dry, I need to remove its cover. Okay, so what I'm going to do in about 3 days, imagine about a day or two, is I'm actually going to reinstall that piece back onto the mower. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install this orange O-ring back into place, get that reinset it back onto where it's supposed to go. Oh, I just gotta go get one more piece. Okay, so this is the carrier with the alternating mechanism, okay? I use the same carrier that I mentioned a few minutes ago. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier in this video. And if you're allergic to chemicals, people, I would highly recommend that you wear gloves with this. I don't happen to have any latex rubber gloves at this moment. So unfortunately, I can't be wear. I don't have gloves to wear. Now, mind you, as I was saying, what the hell? This thing is still dirty. Okay, so this will sit right here. Okay, well, I got this right here. Okay. Okay, so while I got this in my hand, I'm just gonna show y'all how this thing fits up onto this fucker. If I can get it to play nice. Okay, there it is. I think that's the... Okay, so you see this gap right here? Okay? That's for the fuel injection line, okay? So that's gonna go... This thing does not want to play nice with me today. Some odd reason. Okay, so this is supposed to... Essentially, this thing's supposed to fit in here like this. Or is this? Okay, so... That fits in like that. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So, essentially, this is how it's supposed to look. Essentially, okay. Now, mind you, it is missing its rings. Come think of it, I do need to reattach its rings. But I have to wait. I gotta clean this thing off again because it's still dirty. This thing was dirty. Okay, so this will go back onto here. Okay, this white one will go on first. The black one kind of just helps keep it in place. Okay, now just reintegrate this. That was not expected. That was not supposed to happen, folks. It just happened to be coincidence. Okay, so essentially, what this happens here, okay, is that this? Okay, you know what? It's better if I show y'all exactly what I mean. Okay, make sure it's straightened out. Let's turn the camera around. Okay, so this is the legendary mower that's a pain in my ass right now. Okay, so you see this hole right here, folks? Okay. Okay, now see this right here? This is the gas line. Okay, this has fresh gas. I got it 5 script off because this thing is completely filled with gasoline in here. Okay, now little hole right there. Okay. This SOB flipped over because, see, the little nipple right here connects right there, okay? This whole entire mechanism sits right there, okay? Once, you know, obviously once it's screwed back into place, because right now it's not because I got it completely off. But what I'm going to do while I'm at it is I'm going to go ahead and re-put it back into place. Meaning, I'm going to go ahead and reset it. If I can get this thing off of here, because now it doesn't want to come off. Which means that the gasket is doing its job, and of course it gets jammed in there. That's why I didn't want to come out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what just happened, everybody, is that these rings right here got stuck in here, which is a good thing, which means that these things are still good. They're holding their connection. That's a good sign, though. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back onto the mower. I'm just gonna go ahead and reinsert it so that way I'm not spending 30,000 minutes trying to put this thing back together again. so I'm gonna just flip the camera. Okay, hold on. There we go. I just had it. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can. It might be. I don't know why it's foggy. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. I might be able to set y'all up right here. I just got to use the flashlight. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. Okay, that's too close. Okay. There we go. You might be able to see it better. I don't know. I don't know why it's so foggy. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna scoot y'all back a little further. Use the paint can instead. Hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. There we go. This is the first time I've ever used YouTube Live, and heck, since I started YouTube. You know what? I'm gonna take these gaskets off. And just so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and remove these gaskets off of here, so that way it makes it easier to get these bolts into the mower. Okay, they're in the way. They're gonna minimize my movement with the wrench. I gotta go get that now. And if I remember correctly, it's an 8mm bolt. Yes, it is. So, here's what's about to happen. Okay, I'm gonna just do one freaking bolt at a time. I'm just gonna get one inserted. Okay. What I'm doing here, I'm about to take this tool right here. It's a breaker bar tool. It's a small version of the breaker bars. I'm just screwing that into place. Or I thought I was. Ah, lordy. Jesus. The bolt ran off. And I need... Okay, there's that. There it is. Okay, let's move that back into place. Okay. Let's get you back in. There we go. Reinsert that. Get that into place. Gonna hold it all together. That's what I'm doing. I'm just using this whole entire thing. I'm using the weight of this thing to my advantage. Being, you seeing how it's hanging down like that? That's okay for right now. I just want to get that screw inserted back into the main frame. Okay, there's the other bolt. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, let this sucker upright, align it, drop the screw. Or bolt, depending on how you want to name them. I use both terms, because why the fuck not? And just thread it back into place. You can say screw it back into place. I prefer to say thread it back into place, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're just threading it back into place. You don't want to tighten it all the way down first, people, because that, you know, you want to try to get even tension on both sides. It's like changing your freaking tire, right? When you're changing the tire, you never want to try to break the bolts while the car is in the air. It makes the breaking the bolts a lot harder. It doesn't matter even if you have the emergency brake on, it just makes it a whole lot harder. So, you know, same philosophy, same philosophy when you're putting the tire back on. You do one bolt at a time. I'm just gonna cinch these down all the way as far as I can. Not all the way down, but, you know, just to where they're snug back onto the carrier. Okay, now we're gonna put the O-rings back on. The white one goes on first, because, you know, in the order of which you took it off, you'll thank me later for that piece of advice. Okay. Now, the most trickiest part is about to come, okay? I got to reinsert this bar right here. It's cut up under the gas tank. And I got to install this bracket to right here, where that hole is, and right there. Okay? Now, that's what we're going to work on right now. We are going to try... See if I can set you up right here. We are going to try to reinsert those right quick. While I'm here, might as well do it, right? That one went on fairly easily. Okay. Just going to drop it down a little bit. Just let it sit. Going to remove the gas tank. Get it up and out of the way. Now, mind you, see this nipple right here? You do not want to tip this thing over. Because it will leak. Yeah, it's vice gripped off at the main line, but still runs a risk of, leaking gasoline. Okay, you never know, so you do not want to take your chances. Okay. And this one shouldn't get right into there. Wait a minute. Let me see something. There we go. There we go. Okay, so, correction. I was actually wrong. Put the wrong control arm into the wrong hole. This one right there, this bar right here, I don't know if you can, this one right here, it actually goes into this one. So I was wrong. Okay. Okay, now it's a whole lot better. I just gotta get this thing lined back in. There we go. That's better. That's a whole lot better. Okay. Now comes the tricky part of just trying to get this other bar in. There we go. I'm just gonna slide this thing in. I'm gonna pop it in. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do anything else with this thing, okay? Other than clean as nasty as air filter. Okay, because I don't know if y'all can see that. There's dirt flying over this thing. Which means this thing's fucking dirty. Which means it's gonna get a fucking cleaning. Oh, excuse me, that just tooted. That's not very gentlemanlike, to be honest with you. But, husband's not here, so I can toot away. That would fit. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take this. This is the cover. Okay, this is this halter mechanism. Okay, this halter thing fits onto your carburetor. Okay, we're gonna take this and we're gonna clean it. Because, why the flip not, right? We're already cleaning everything. Might as well clean this. Now, we're about to find out. Because, here's the thing. I don't think I've told you this through. All this dirty water, or gasoline and carburetor cleaner, that's all dirt, okay? Which means is that carburetor was actually filling up with dirt. Not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing either. It's natural. The carburetor is going to get dirty. You just got to make sure you regularly maintain it. But the thing is, with this mower, I actually got it from my boss. We were working, mind you, for those who don't know this, I'm a contractor. I'm a full-time contractor. And we were working on this property that happened to have a mower. Mine got stolen. And my boss was like, hey, by the way, we found this lawnmower, okay, because my lawnmower and a lot of other equipment was stolen. And my boss was like, hey, by the way, Dan, there's this mower that we found on this property, right? We're going to give it to you.